countries, we have also now, this is a new phenomenon which I wanted to share with you, is called NSQF, National Skills Qualification Framework, which has come up now. And this is a wonder. It's a very, very, an extremely nice step which has been taken by the government, that now under this mechanism, the fresh trainings, as per the national occupational standards, are provided to the fresh candidates, and they are basically certified on the NSQF level. When we say NSQF level of India, the world recognizes it much better than us, because it's a new phenomenon here. But in the entire world, they have the National Skills Qualification Framework, their own. So they understand this better. So the NSQF protocols compete with those of the rest of the world. Next, please. Now, skill, as I said, was an inferior word till now. It has started gaining respect now. And you will, now very important part. When we say skills, we say skills of a carpenter, a plumber, or a machinist, or a security guard. No. Skill sets, the NSQF, actually, NSQF has been framed right up to the level of CEO or the MD. His skill sets now are going to be cross-checked, assessed, and certified. When we are talking of the lowest level as well as the highest skill in an organization, this is the big change which is likely to come, which has come already. It will gain momentum in let's say, a year from now. A year from now, I think the entire ecosystem will be aligned to this kind of NSQF. And now the best part is that NSQF levels have educational equivalence. Next slide, please. If you see, if we certify a person at NSQF level 4, let's say, NSQF level 4, his level is equivalent to a 12th standard pass student of education stream. Right? Level 5, 6, 7 equivalent to graduation. Level 8 equivalent to postgraduate. And 9 and 10 have not yet been made. They will be made, and they will be equivalent to PhD. You'll be very surprised that a year from now, you'll find a person doing PhD in welding, a PhD in carpentry. It will be very, very, it's a new thing. In fact, none of us know about this, by the way. But the day is not far that in India, a person will be very proudly, start saying that I have done PhD in welding. This is the respect which the government has actually is trying to bring it to the hunar word, skills. Next, please. Now, the best part here is that once a person is passed on NSQF levels, this has international recognition. That's the best part here. Anything which is certified under the NSQF levels. Now, when Prime Minister says that make this country as skill capital of the world, means since we have more people here, we keep skilling and let the requirement of the entire world be met by the skilled person from India. So, but the important part is that the world will recognize the certifications of, they won't like to take somebody who has not been certified, and certified by what? NSQF levels. So if you have the NSQF certification, your chances, your employability increases many folds if you want to relocate to another country. Now recently, by the way, just for information, we have the national occupational standards in each sector. In each sector, the national occupational standards have been set up for all skill sets, for all levels, for all job roles. Now, we have our national standards. UK has their own national standards. What we did an exercise of merging both in each sector. So we merged our standards with UK standards and made transnational standards. Now the best part here is that those who will pass out after doing their trainings under the transnational standards, This certification will be valid in UK by the UK government. This is the first time. Nobody would have heard about this. IIT Delhi, IIM Ahmedabad, CA, MBBS from AIMS. No certification is valid in UK government, by the UK government, whereas a sewing machine operator, right, this certification, or a fashion designer or a merchandiser, or maybe any other sector, if the certification has been, issued under the NSQF levels, under the transnational certification, the UK government will, recognize that. This is the first time. This is the respect which is now coming up for the skills. Now, this is, a year from, this is a new phenomenon, by the way. That's why less people are concerned, know about this. Very soon, you will, all of us will certainly be aligned to, this kind of NSQF protocols. Government of Qatar, the PM had recently visited Qatar. Qatar also signed, fine. Anything issued under the NSQF levels, we'll recognize that. Now, when we say UK, doesn't mean UK is a small country. UK means UK system. So that means the entire Gulf, the entire Africa. Africa, Gulf, UK. And we say, so they all recognize now the certifications issued under the NSQF. Next, please. Now, very important part here is when we say 3%, dismal 3% people are called skilled. So the government has started another drive called RPL, that is recognition of prior learning. Now we are all the sector skill councils across the country. Now they in all the sectors they are now reaching out to the existing workers, existing employees, assessing them and certifying them, so that that 3% actually reaches out to at least 40-50%. In fact, by the way, we have also studied that once we complete this RPL, RPL is a certain protocols. I'll just share, after this, I'll just share the process with you, that RPL process which the companies can, in fact all the companies, all the HR fraternity can actually take advantage out of this particular protocols. Next please. Now the Ministry of Skill Development basically has set up 40 sector skill councils. Now sector skill councils are industry-led bodies. Now this is again, the government has done that we had handled this subject enough. When we talk about, let's say, with due respects to ITIs, this and that, fine. It actually, the system did not bring the results which actually ought to have been received by the country. So what the country has done, what the government has done, government has given it to the industry now. वो कहते हैं कि आप जो भी स्टैंडर्ड्स बनाने हैं आपको, वो आप बनाइए, आप खुद अपनी ट्रेनिंग्स कीजिए और खुद सर्टिफाई कर दीजिए, और वो सर्टिफिकेशन जो होगा उस पे गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया विल पुट इट्स स्टैम्प. So this is a big change which has now come up, right, in the skilling ecosystem, which we must know. And as I said, this certification has national as well as international recognition. Next, please. Now, in the pilot, we had, certified around 10 lakh people in the last year, and by 2022, we have to reach out to 40 crore people. So that again, I'm coming back to that 3% thing needs to be increased to at least 35, 40%, 50%. Next, please.
Very good.
Now, very important part here. Now, under Make in India campaign, what is happening? These companies are coming here. I've just named a couple of them, but more and more companies are coming here. If Boeing comes here, what would they require? What would they? उनको चाहिए क्या? उनको भी manpower चाहिएगी, but they are very fussy. They have standards, their own standards. So they will require the manpower in this country rather than bringing somebody from their own, countries. They would like to have the manpower at par with international standards. So this NSQF is certainly going to provide them the manpower with international standards. Next, please. Now, just ये बहुत छोटी fonts हैं, मैं आपको बताना चाहूँगा. By 2022, 614 million people will be required. 614 million persons will be required, as against right now there are 510. 510 million people are working in these various sectors, and by this is a KPMG study that by 2022, 614 million people will be required, and these are skilled people will be required. So basically, all of you should be very happy that they look at these various sectors where the opportunities are lying, and the skilled people. Skilled again, I'm saying if you are a management student, doesn't mean that you cannot be aligned to a skilled course. By the way, just 4 days back, I had inaugurated MBA International Business at UPES, right? UPES Dehradun, right? This is a University of Petroleum, Dehradun. Well, like all the universities are aligned to us now. Lots of all government and private universities are getting aligned to us. In addition to their respective courses, they are just putting in this skilling part in one of their semesters, right? So you get your degree from your university, plus in addition to this, you get a Government of India's certification pertaining to skills equivalent to your levels. Next, please. Now, I'll briefly share, though may not be very, interesting for the students, but the companies certainly, the organizations which have come here, the HR fraternity would certainly would like to know that how this RPL, the Recognition of Prior Learning program, goes on. Now, the SSC, there are 40 SSCs, I said. They identify a particular factory. All the workers are assessed by empaneled agencies of the SSC. And then the SSC, now assessment agency identifies the skill gaps. And by the way, this is not something on paper, this is not something on khab or usme nahi hai, ye reality hai. This is, as I said, 10 lakh people have already been assessed and certified, and 40 crore is not very far off. So based on the skill gaps, now one of the training providers provides that bridge course to the people as per their skill gaps which have been identified. Next, please. And this trainings are conducted at the premise of the entrepreneur, before or after the factory hours, so that the production loss is not there. And the employee after a training program are again assessed and certified. Now, the employees who are working there for last 15, 20 years. Now, this is very, very nice tool which the HR fraternity can actually follow towards retention of their employees. Next, please. As I said, that not only the workers get certified, the productivity of the entire factory certainly goes high. Next, please. Now, these are the perceived benefits of this RPL scheme to the entrepreneurs. So enhanced productivity, breakage, reduction in breakage, blah blah blah. Now, certification of workers could also be leveraged before the prospective buyers in export-oriented units, with the contention that your factory now employs certified workers. By the way, next, please. Now, workers feel grateful to the owner for arranging the certification. They feel very satisfied with this certification process. And this increases their loyalty, perceived loyalty. I mean, this certainly increases. A lot of studies have proved it. And this can also be considered as an act of charity. Next, please. Now, to workers or the employees, they feel certainly very happy after receiving the Government of India's certification. In fact, we have news with us whereby the workers get the certification. A worker who has worked for 25 years, when he gets the certification, he starts crying. That, till now, nobody had, recognized my hunar, my talent. Now at least the government has, certified my talent. Next. Now, benefits which which are perceived benefits which are available for the HR. HR can basically, this is an excellent tool which HR can adopt. And we have been doing a lot of productivity enhancement programs. We really spend millions of rupees in this productivity enhancement. And this particular RPL system is also can be equated to a productivity enhancement initiative. And as I said, this is a win-win situation, no cost. It's a free of cost facility available with the entrepreneurs, in which the entrepreneurs are happy, the workers are happy, and the government is happy. Next, please. This is the certificate which is issued, which bears at the center the Government of India's emblem, and this is how the persons are certified. Next, please. Now, I believe the question and answer session, we'll take it at the end. And I just wanted to apprise all of you that under the Skill India, we call it, or various other schemes, this is what the government has basically done in order to bring respect to the skills, provide enough manpower nationally as well as internationally, right? And as I said, result is that a win-win situation for all concerned. Thank you very much.
It actually provokes sometimes me also to think, and I'm sure many of you would have thought about it, that when Dr. Rupak was talking about what is so unique in your biodata, and given from the industry, as I mentioned yesterday also, we interviewed more than 4 lakh, 2.5 lakh, more than 4 lakh resumes in a year we received, more than 2.5 lakh we interviewed, more than 12 to 15,000 we hired. And whenever we interviewed MBAs, one of the important pieces that we wanted to look and made as a reason for us to hire or pick a student was, what is something unique in the resume? And one of the things, besides others, was इस स्टूडेंट ने, इस कैंडिडेट ने MBA के अलावा या इंजीनियरिंग के अलावा और ऐसी क्या चीज़ की है जहाँ पे इसने अपना टाइम इन्वेस्ट किया है। जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल हम जब MBAs को देखते हैं तो क्या हम देखते हैं क्या इसने एनालिटिक्स का कोई कोर्स आपने किया है, क्या इसने टेक्नोलॉजी पे कोई या सॉफ्टवेयर पे कोई डेवलपमेंट का कोर्स किया है, या इंजीनियरिंग में कोई ओरेकल का कोर्स किया है, या SPSS का कोर्स किया है। और जब हम इन चीजों को देखते थे तो हमें लगता था कि इस कैंडिडेट ने कुछ एक्स्ट्रा माइल एफर्ट लगा के अपने स्किल्स को एनहांस किया है और हमें इस कैंडिडेट के ऊपर इन्वेस्ट करना चाहिए। ये नॉर्मल कैंडिडेट से डिफरेंट। तो एक बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट डिफरेंशिएटर हमें मिलता था इंटरव्यू के टाइम पे कि ये कैंडिडेट वर्सेस ये कैंडिडेट अगर हमें देना है। जब डॉक्टर रूपक ये बात कर रहे थे तो मुझे एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट आदमी का नाम माइंड में आया, और आप सब लोगों ने इसका नाम सुना होगा, एप्पल के CEO जो रहे, स्टीव जॉब्स। And most of you might have heard his story. And most of you might have heard his inspirational story कि जब उसने अपने बुक में लिखा है और अपने इंटरव्यूज में कहा कि जब उसे MBA करने की अपॉर्चुनिटी नहीं मिली क्योंकि उसके पास पैसे नहीं थे, एडॉप्टेड चाइल्ड था और पैसे नहीं थे, तो उसने एक कैलीग्राफी का कोर्स सीखा। कैलीग्राफी आप समझते हैं? कैलीग्राफी का कोर्स सीखा और कैलीग्राफी में नंबर्स वगैरह को कैसे ब्लॉक्स बनाते हैं, ये सब बड़ा छोटा सा स्किल का कोर्स था। इस कैलीग्राफी कोर्स को सीखा और फिर भूल गया, कैलीग्राफी खत्म, उसके बाद कुछ और करने लगा। एंड जब वो कई साल बाद कुछ करने की कोशिश कर रहा था, then he reminded himself, जिसमें उसने एक बुक में लिखा है कनेक्टिंग द डॉट्स, कि उसे याद आया कि कैलीग्राफी के टाइम पे जो चीज उसने सीखी थी वो चीज उसे नई चीज को इन्वेंट करने में या क्रिएट करने में कैसे सहायक बन रही थी। यानी जो स्किल उसने किसी जमाने में कई साल पहले किन कंडीशंस में और उसके ऊपर बड़ी क्रेडिबल स्किल नहीं माना जाता था, उसको सीखा था, उसका जो कनेक्शन उसकी नई इनोवेशन पे था बहुत ही सिग्निफिकेंट था। और कनेक्टिंग द डॉट्स आज भी हार्वर्ड के अंदर या वॉटन के अंदर बाकायदा पढ़ाया जाता है, व्हाट इज कनेक्टिंग द डॉट्स। सो वॉट एवर यू लर्न एज ए स्किल, अगर आपको लगता है आप एमबीए कर रहे हैं तो मुझे एक छोटे से स्किल को सीखने की क्या जरूरत है, यू आर मिस्टेकन। You first of all need to understand, recruiter will also see that if you have to be a talent, what is the differentiating thing that you have done, where did you extra invest, and whatever you have invested, remember it is going to be of a great use to you when you will be approaching new challenges and new things, because this learning will not go waste. So that is one of the key differentiators, and I met some people who are doing BWalk courses here, and I must appreciate this is a fantastic program that Government of India has started. It has a significant milestone ahead waiting for you, because it's very industry specific, job specific. It will enhance